Hello and welcome back to another OMNIHEROES video. In this video we now have another rewards survey, so bear with me. Just taking a screenshot. Right, okay, so new rewards survey. Let's go ahead and see what we do have here. So how satisfied are you overall with Season 4 in OMNIHEROES? I would say somewhat satisfied. Let's have a look at the somewhat dissatisfied first, though. Those different options, what the reasons. Seasons levels too difficult. I don't think so. I think they're reasonable. I don't want to participate in social modes. I kind of have to. I'm guild leader, so yeah. Would be better if there were, if it was more geared towards PvE, but guild versus E, if that makes sense. So guild versus environment rather than guild versus guild. No, absolutely fine. Weak attractiveness in season rewards. No, I think the rewards are reasonable, especially with the introduction of the hell difficulty. I think that was absolutely fantastic. Feel it's a new pay to win feature, not suitable for me. I do kind of feel that. I do feel like if you are not contributing monetarily towards the game, you're not going to get as much out of it as other people, but that's the nature of these games. It is what it is. There is, free to play options and everything else. And I know that a lot of people, a lot of the whales that I would normally, who would normally spend, have not. They've done very well this season, ranking higher than me. I've not particularly spent as much as I normally would throughout the course of a season. Um, I, mm, yeah, it is what it is. Now, concerned about season resets? Yes, absolutely. Concerned about season resets and investment without lasting progress? Absolutely. This has always been my top concern with the seasonal content. You spend thousands and thousands of diamonds on reset attempts for your sweeps, all of your artifact stuff like that gets completely reset. So, yeah, for me, that is a big one. Season gameplay is too complex and too time consuming. I don't think so, unless you're a guild leader and you're playing guild v guild. But other than that, no. No significant difference. No, I think there's a big difference, especially with the introduction of seasonal synergies. I wonder why my owned heroes can't be used. Nope. The season synergy and synergy slate gameplay in the season is too complex. Nope. You just level up and then you get better stuff. It's pretty simple. And exclusive bonuses for season heroes and artifacts are unfair. It can be quite unfair if you are if you're free to play. But again, that's the point of the game, is to get you to spend money. So I have no qualms about that. Now, somewhat satisfied. Enhance the enjoyment of strategic deployment. No, dislike that actually. Seasonal events offer rich rewards. Can be true. Rift Odyssey, Arena, the what do you call it? Artifact collection. Depending on your level, you'll get legendary relics. It's very nice. Introduce new heroes and relics. Yeah, do like that. Like that they're introducing new stuff. We can have up to 3. So last one added new season specific storylines. Don't matter to me. Provided new combat gameplay experiences. No. What do I think? Why was I slightly satisfied? Is not very satisfied is because you lose all of the progress from season. Please stop. Next. Right, Wukong. What do I think? He is somewhat strong. I don't think he is crazy strong. I think he's alright. I think he does what he needs to. Yes, I've been running Ethereals, and yes, he does work well with Eudora. I think he works very well this season in Chaotic Space and Rift Odyssey. In fact, I thought he was somewhat weak because I couldn't use him in later gameplay stages. Power of Celestial Trials, nope. I think he's very weak in there. And Combat of Yggdrasil, I think he's alright. Somewhat strong. In fact, I think he'll be neutral. Is going to fall off. So I think, yeah, he is going to fall off unless you introduce more switch mechanics to the game. Also would have preferred if he activated his passive on crit the same as the other Ethereals. So, what I mean by that is Wukong activates on a death trigger. Now, death triggers are very difficult to get. Sometimes not particularly. You can be fighting glass cannon teams, but on death trigger is very, very different to on crit trigger. And I think that for Wukong to be truly outstanding as a unit, I do think that he needs to have this as on crit, so activating his passive, giving that holy shield whenever he performs a crit, or he will activate the switch whenever he gets a crit. I think that would be how to break Wukong, and I think that is, for me, how you would improve Wukong as a unit. Mulan. I'm somewhat satisfied. I think she was, when she first came out, I think she was very strong. I think she helped a lot of people get through a lot of trials. Yep, I do. Compatibility, somewhat weak actually, and the reason I think that's because she's not a Monarch. If she was a Monarch, then I would feel much better about it, but because there's only 2 strikers in Mystifiers, I don't think she fits in altogether too well. Now, combat in Chaotic Space, I think she did very well. I think in Rift Odyssey, she did alright. Celestial Trials, I think she was very strong. Empowering Yggdrasil, yeah, I think she was alright. I think she was better than Wukong in there. Well placed in there we go. So, well placed in teams that do a lot of AoE damage. That's where I think she fits, in back rows that do big hits to all units to apply that burn mechanic. So yeah, I think she's a fine unit. She does what she needs to. Now, Dahlia. Here we go. Here's a hot topic. What are my thoughts? What's my overall satisfaction? Very strong. Enhances the strength of Doomsdayers? Yes. Compatibility? Yes. Although, yeah, there's 3 Phantoms. There's 3 Phantoms in Doom. People forget about Sylvian. She is a Phantom as well as Augusta. You can build a Doom's Phantom team, especially with Cleopatra now. You can get 4 Phantoms in the Doom's team. You can also add her in as the other unit alongside the Monarch Doom's team. So powerful. Now, combat in Chaotic Space. Yep, absolutely. Combat in Rift Odyssey. They knew what they were doing with this question and why this is here. Yeah. Celestial Trials, yep, and powering Yggdrasil Supremacy gameplay, yep, absolutely fine. Needs to come to the Oracle shop as quickly as possible to allow players to use her to we go. Themis. What are my thoughts on my hero Themis? Very weak. Somewhat weak. She does alright. Yep, compatibility of Valianters. She does alright. Power in chaotic space. Somewhat weak. In fact, no, she got me through stage 63 and 64 for the Elysian synergy, so I'll give her that. Very weak. And Power of Celestial Trials gameplay, very weak. Yggdrasil, she was alright in that. Themis with the new skin allows her to be a bit more. I do like the skin though. What do I think? Very strong. I don't think he does for the Avengers. Avengers focus on phantoms. He is not a phantom. He's a striker. If you give us another striker in Avengers, yeah, absolutely. I would put that at somewhat strong. But again, neutral striker. The only other striker in there is Solomon, and he's all right. But you know, he's a B team, as is Sal now for the Avengers. B team. Enhance the strength. In fact, no, he does enhance the strength. No, neutral. Compatibility, yeah. So we'll do somewhat strong for enhances the strength because he's a very powerful character. And compatibility, the Avengers synergy, yep, absolutely love it. Combat power in chaotic space, yep. Power in Rift Odyssey, yep. Power in Celestial Trials. I'm going to put very weak for that one. And Yggdrasil, yeah, sure. Zal is my favourite character. However, we need to see him on a team with a season synergy with Atropos, Catherine, Seraphina, for him to really shine. I think the Elysians excellent, except for the not placement, except for the random exchange. Limiting this to the same row was a good change. What do I think of Lee? I think he's somewhat strong. I don't think he's very strong. I think if you have his red runes, he's going to be very strong. But I don't think that he is exceptionally strong without those epic runes. Enhance the strength of Glorians. Yep, I do. Compatibility. Yep, he's a Monarch and a Verdian as well. Combat power in chaotic space. I think he did very well. Rift Odyssey. Yeah, neutral. Celestial Trials. Yep, he got me to stage 96 of Woodland Sage. So yeah, absolutely. And I think he does very well in there. He's a good free-to-play character, and I think you should keep putting units out like this for everyone to obtain at least. There we go. Strength of this. It was alright. It was okay. Somewhat strong. Link skill. Let's go back and check. have a look. I don't know. Don't know about the link skill, if I'm honest. Casting for the next 1 round, temperature. Yeah, I think that's really strong. Very strong. Chaotic space. I think it was alright. Yeah, alright in all of those. Reasonably strong. Please give players ways to obtain the new relic through season story content. This is my problem with this. This chest appears in the story. If you paid attention to the story, this chest comes out of Wukong, because the cauldron comes out of Wukong's chest, and he effectively is the one who is carrying the chest around the entire time, but you don't get a copy of it. You don't get to use it. You don't get to have a try with these units. So, for example, in the story, you meet Wukong, you fight him, and then you move on to fight Li in the bamboo forest. Then you move on to fight Dahlia in the is it cherry blossoms or peach blossom grove, and then you go to the Forbidden City where you meet Mulan and you fight her as well. It would be very cool if they included the seasonal characters and the relics that you are going to be using within the story itself. So you get to build the team around it, but there are certain set characters that you use of the new characters that the devs will put in, and then you build around that. So, for example, in Mission 1, you fight Wukong. You just build your team, your normal team. In the next mission, you fight with Wukong. It'd be better to have a copy of Wukong on the team for you to see how it works. And the same would be true of next season. Say, for example, you meet Aphrodite. She's the most recent unit that's been released. So, say, for example, you meet her. It would be nice in the story if you could add her in as a way of players using the unit, testing her out, and seeing how she does. Would be nice. But again, it's just my 2 cents. Right, okay. Gourd. I think the gourd is my overall satisfaction. I think somewhat weak. Link skill. Let's go ahead and check. Link skill. Yep. This. Benevolent Grace. This is the one. It's all buffs are doubled. That's very powerful, especially Corolla. So I think that is somewhat weak as well. Chaotic space gameplay. I think it's neutral. Rift. All these neutral. I think changing the mechanic of the gourd to swap only one row, only the same row, going to be much more efficient. Please make this change. Will become now they've been going on about King Arthur for quite some time. A powerful, sincere, and straightforward female King Arthur. No, please do not. King Arthur is a dude. Please do not gender swap him. Please do not. There is a severe lack of males in this game as it is. I enjoy playing with male characters. I enjoy playing with female characters. I enjoy looking at the female characters, but don't gender swap. Please do not gender swap. Please just stick to your norms. Please. Right, so Betrayed and transformed to dark force? No. Traditional, full of majesty, absolute. Just stick to traditional. Traditional King Arthur, majesty, absolute royal authority. 100%. Stick to that. We don't want a young King Arthur, because he's going to be garbage. Don't want a dark King Arthur, edgy, not that cool, sure. Powerful and sincere, straightforward female? Nope, don't gender swap. If you're going to give us a female, give us a queen, give us a mighty, powerful queen, like Cleopatra. No problem with that. Traditional King Arthur, full of majesty and absolute royal authority. That is how we imagine him. That is how he is portrayed. That's how you should keep him. Thank you for the feedback and suggestions provided through various channels. We have carefully reviewed them and are assessing their feasibility. Some experience improvements will be gradually introduced in the future versions. Do you have any other opinions or suggestions you would like to share with us? Yes, please. In the new characters to the story missions, so we can see how they function before we purchase them in Oath. If I'd have known that Dahlia was going to be the powerhouse that she was, because I'd seen it in action, if I'd have seen Wukong swap with Dahlia, him grant the Holy Shield, Dahlia copy the buffs, I would have been more inclined to advise people to save for Dahlia and to invest heavily in Dahlia. Those are my thoughts. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Please go and submit the survey. It's really important. Please do. I know. It's 300 diamonds. You get 300 diamonds. It's good. You know, is what it is. But it's taken me 20 minutes because I've had to go through every single thing. Probably take about 5 minutes. Go and fill it out. Get your opinions heard. Thanks for watching. You have a great day.